Mike Bohn here with Gilbert Burns, who challenges Kamaru Usman for the UFC welterweight title at UFC 258, February 13th. Gilbert, man, we're getting close. You excited?
Yeah, super excited. 2 weeks. I just finished a hard strength conditioning, and my guys at IGP feeling good, feeling strong, and so excited. Cannot wait. And I'm still like very aware of things. Like take it easy with a lot of things. Making sure nothing crazy happen. Driving very slow. If I saw a black cat, I go to the other side and avoiding all the things to make sure everything goes good for February 13th.
Yeah, I can imagine that's probably the case. I mean, for you, has there been any frustration here, or knowing that you are going to be getting this reward of fighting for the title eventually, no longer, no matter how long you had to wait, has that made it a little bit easier to kind of wait for this delay?
Wasn't that easy, wasn't that easy. They said I'll be next, but the contract took a while to get in my mail, and yeah, I was just making a lot of plans. I was making strategy with the coach. I want to get better on these. I want to get better on these. Let's just focus on these. Let's do a lot of jiu-jitsu. Let's do a lot of grappling. Let's do, a lot of boxing. So we're making different strategies. So I was focused on that particular thing to get better on those things, and we're waiting for the the contract, waiting for the date, and then the date took a while to get done, and but we're here now. So yeah, it took a little while to get those things done, but everything is done, and then I'm very excited.
Any idea why there was such a delay on that front, or did you kind of be confident that it was going to be in February? And we know sometimes these things, like fights, can be agreed to, but it takes a little while to put pen to paper, even though it's pretty close to being official.
Yeah, I guess November and December wasn't a good date for Kamaru. He had, I think, still his team cells and good things to get his body recovered. And I know that we've been a teammate for a while. He got a couple good injuries, and he needs to take care off. But that they say January, but then Conor wants the January fight, so and then they push to February. Take a lot to get done in February, and then I don't know. I was a little afraid Kamza fight Leon Edwards. I was afraid a little bit of Kamza does freaking delivery a crazy masterpiece. I'll be, man, that guy might jump me. So, but everything happening good. Those guys, the fight got canceled multiple times. So contracts here, I signed it. The date's set, so ready to go right now. Finally.
So that was a legit fear for you. You did have some worries that someone might put on a performance and kind of, we always know in the sport, it's like, what have you done for me lately? The freshest person in your mind. You were worried that that could happen.
Yeah, for sure, because that happened on my case. Because before I beat Woodley, Masvidal was in the conversation to be the next on to fight for the title, and then that fight never came. They have all the issues with the contract, with the money, and when I saw that fight wasn't done yet, I just asked for my opportunity. Hey, I fight him next month. I don't care. Blah blah blah. They give me the title shot. So my fight wasn't closed. Think about it. If comes out, go out there. Best scenario, he finishes Leon Edwards in the first round, and then he asks for the title shot. Nothing signed it. I got COVID. The fight got pushed. Why not? The guy's coming with the great hype. I was fearing that, but I'm thankful that that didn't happen. Those guys are healthy. They're gonna fight in March. So yeah, I was afraid of that for sure.
Well, glad it worked out for the best on that front. And then, like, you've been thinking about Kamaru for a while now. How has the preparation evolved with this delay? Do you think this is, I mean, you've already known him long before this fight even came together. You've trained with him and everything. How much has this extra time given you confidence?
Give me a lot of confidence, a lot of tons of confidence because I've been putting a lot of work. I with that long time, I had my body rest because I did the Maya camp, then I did the Woodley camp, then I right back, I jumped on the Usman camp, got the COVID, and then I had a little reset, because I was getting fight after fight, fight after fight. And with short notice, I got as soon as I move up, a lot of things start like happening very close, so very quickly. And then I had a little time to rest my body, get strong, put a little weight and put a lot of different strategy. Get better on this area, get better on this area, work a lot on this area. So I think it covered a lot of holes on my game. It got better. I evolved so much, and the thing is, I'm becoming very way more danger because I used to be only a jiu-jitsu guy. Now I have couple more couple more good weapons in my game, and I believe I'll be able to finish Kamaru, and I believe I'm a very bad matchup for any one of these guys. I think I'm a very big threat for these guys, and that's what I'm doing, just making sure everything's sharp leading to the fight. I'm healthy, I'm good, and I know giving my 100%, I'm trouble for these guys.
Can you kind of just, you said there a little bit, but can you point to some positive sides of this long break too? I mean, I know you were dealing with the COVID and stuff, but like you were being so active in there, and I know like fight repetition is really beneficial for you guys. But I'm sure the time to just be in the gym and focus on your craft and not be in a training camp that involves a weight cut and all those things, is that helped your skill set flourish a lot?
It does. It does help the skill set a lot more when you don't have a fight, when you're not injured, when you're in the gym. The mood is different. And then what happened was that I was helping a lot of my guys out. We have a lot of guys that same for MMA, and then I was able to corner a couple guys to help these guys. A couple of these guys they were fighting southpaw, so I did a lot of southpaw. I did a lot of boxing, did a lot of jiu-jitsu and wrestling, and then for sure I think both things are good. I think when you get a momentum and get a lot of fights back to back that I was going is good. But sometimes, so especially after COVID, when I got the COVID, I was sick for like at least 2 good weeks. I was very sick. I took like a month off, because 2 weeks I was very sick. The other two I was recovering. Then when I was back in training, I have no cardio. No, it looked like I don't know what I was looking, but I was feeling very out of my cardio, out of my conditioning. So it took me a while to come back. Now I was coming back. I was focusing on a lot of details, doing a lot of more drills, and a couple of guys got fight like Adam Borikis, Shamil Nikaev, and other guys, Logan Storley, Jason Jackson, and I was kind of helping these guys out and sparring with these guys. A lot of guys fought Southpaw. Jason Jackson fought Benson Henderson. Michael Chandler fought Benson Henderson. So I did Southpaw for these both guys, and I was developing a lot of things. And I think even mentally, even that little rest for my body was so good that I think everything benefits me. And I use all that time in like on the positive way for me, that I'm feeling in a very good shape and my mind's in a good place, physically, technically on a way better place right now. If people think my performance against Adam Woodley, against Damian Maia was good, watch out. February 13th, I'm ready to deliver way better. I'm going to be way better that day.
Well, that's a scary thought, man, for sure. And how did this, if you can tell me, like, how did this whole situation with the training camps and stuff work? Like, did Kamaru take the first step in terms of saying, like, hey, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to go to Colorado and work with Trevor Whitman? Was there like a discussion had maybe with Ali, who's obviously the manager for both you guys? Like, how did this whole thing really shake out?
So that first time that I had that conversation with Kamaru was when he was about to fight Colby. Middle of the camp, Ali give me a call and say Kamaru wants a little bit more attention. Might go to a different place. What do you think? And then I think he's on the middle of the training camp. I think he shouldn't move right now. He shouldn't change. And then yeah, we worked out. We talked to Kamaru. I talked to Kamaru. Ali talked to Kamaru. He finished his camp here with Colby. But right after, he said he wants to move. He wants to go to a different place. At that time, he was scheduled to fight Jorge Masvidal, but they didn't have a date. Nothing came close. The deal wasn't closed, and that fight never got to fruition. Like they never closed that fight. That never was a done deal. And then in the meantime, I got the fight with Maya. I got the fight with the Woodley. I asked for the title shot. They gave it to me. I just make his transition to move a little quick, and then he ended up going to Colorado, and he's there now, and then he looking good, looking happy over there, and yeah, that's what happened.
Got it. How many rounds or hours in the gym do you think you guys have trained together over the years?
A lot, a lot. I for sure. Me and Kamaru had over 200 rounds sparring at least. It's because we started training together in 2012 in the Black Zillions. Then the Black Zillions kind of break out, like they separate. So we moved with Henry Hoof. I did, he did. So and then we went to a place called Combat Club, and then we were there for almost a year. And then we opened up the Hard Knocks, and then we were in the Hard Knocks for maybe 2 years. Then we moved to Sanford, and then we've been in Sanford for I don't know, maybe 2 years. So total that I trained with Kamaru was 7 years, and we both love to train. We were there every day, and then he was a good partner for me. I was a good partner for him. I think just the sparring sessions over 200, plus the grappling sessions, plus the wrestling sessions. Yeah, for sure. I have so many hours in the mat with Kamaru, so we know each other very well.
And I'd never ask you to go into detail of like how those training sessions went specifically. I know that's stuff that stays behind the scenes, but can you maybe give some insight on how that knowledge in him could impact the fight?
Yeah, yeah, I can tell you the truth was a hard one for both. He beat me up a couple of times. I beat him up a couple of times. Was a very competitive one, very much. Especially when I went up to 170, I was always a big 55. I think I was always a natural 170, a natural welterweight. But as soon as I move up, I got a little bit bigger, and then I felt even better with the all the welterweights at the gym, but was always a good work. Kamaru was always a guy that if I saw he was available, I was always looking for him to drill, to train, asking questions, and we help each other a lot. And then I have so much respect to Kamaru. I like him a lot, and it's gonna be just a competition. I'm gonna go out there and give my best, and no bad blood, no nothing. I don't get nothing. I don't. I guess he don't you, but I have nothing against him. He's been a good champion, a good teammate when we were together. We were never a close friend, like calling each other, texting each other, but when we have to, it was always about fighting, about stuff. What do you think about this guy? What do you think about technique? And he was always a great teammate, good energy, crazy amount of work ethic. The guy works very hard. I respect that so much. And it's gonna be a tough competition. I'm going out there February 13th, and I'm looking for a finish. And then to honor that relationship that we still have, but to honor that, I gotta give my best. I'm gonna train very hard to deliver my best because I know how good he is, how much he trained for that, and then I just gotta honor that, delivering my best.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight? And is there any coaches or any training partners who've kind of maybe stepped back and said, like, I don't want to get in the middle of this, and maybe you haven't been able to work with like you typically would because of the situation here?
As he left the gym, all the teammates are working with me. They still would like both, but I'm there all the time, and I help these guys a lot. I help these guys so much, so they got my back. They help me. They still like both, but every single one is working with me. And Henry Hoof is the one that walking out of the fight. He's not gonna be on my corner. I have Vicente Luque on my corner. Daniel, it's my coach, and Vicente's coach from Brazil. And Coach Greg Jones will be on my corner, and Wagner Rocha will be. Those will be my four corners at the fight.
And do you think when this is over, no matter who wins, is he going to come back to the gym and you guys are going to be training partners again, or is it the idea of maybe a rematch or something down the line? Is that going to maybe prevent it from being like it was?
I don't know if he will come back. I think he even said before that he needs more attention, and in Colorado, it's not a big team. The team is small. He got more time over there. At the team, the training room is getting bigger and bigger, and then you have a lot of guys in there. I'll be in Sanford. Sanford is my house. My guys over there. I'll be back as soon as I can. A lot of guys got fight. They got my back. I just feel that I give back to the guys. I gotta come back as quick as I can and help these guys out too. But for sure, it's no bad blood, especially on my part, and I will the thing that I see, I'm giving my best. Winning, losing, or draw, I still respect him the same, and then easier said than done, but I still believe after the fight, I still respecting Kamaru for all the 7 years, 8 years that I know him. And nothing's gonna change. I'm just going out there to compete. And the other way I see is we spar so many times for free, a lot of hard rounds, and then now we're gonna get paid for it. So why not? I don't need to hate the guy to fight him. I just want to give my best, beat the guy the best of my ability, dominate the guy. So it is a competition. We get paid for. That's our job, and it's no hard feelings against nobody. I'm just trying to go out there and perform my best.
Absolutely, very classy. Kamaru's 12-0 in the UFC. When you look at all the people who have fought him so far, what are they doing wrong that they aren't being able to beat him?
It's not that they did wrong. Kamaru did a lot of things very good. He's a champion for a reason. He go out there and he dominates people. That's always his mindset. He trying to find your weakness and he tried to dominate you in there. And then he did that multiple times with a lot of guys. I just think I'm different from these guys. I think I'm a big threat. I have danger everywhere. If I touch you with any of both my hands, you're gonna feel it. If you're trying to wrestle me, I can wrestle. If you try to grapple me, you even in more dangerous. And I think I'm a big threat, not only for Kamaru, but anyone that division. And I'm about to prove that February 13th and even after that, and I believe I'm gonna fight all these guys very soon. After Kamaru, Colby, Covington, Masvidal, Leon Edwards, Hamza, Chimaev, Wonder Boy, Michael Chiesa, every single one. I want to fight out. I want to fight, and I will fight all of these guys, and they will see soon how dangerous I am.
You kind of just took my next question there, but I was going to ask, there's never been a Brazilian welterweight champion in UFC history. You would be the first. When you think of what you want your title reign to be, what kind of champion do you want to be?
I want to be a very active champion, and then I want to be an example, but as a hard worker, as a guy that fight anyone, like I was putting that out there, I fight anyone, anybody, anywhere. I was trying to get that quote from Cowboy Cerrone, and that was what put me there. Got 2 weeks notice against 20 Russian, then got good Nelson 2 weeks notice, then got the Damian Maia fight, did what I did, then got the Willie fight 4 weeks notice, did what I did and put myself to fight for the title 1 month. Unfortunately, couldn't make it, but I'm right here, and I just love to see where the sport's going right now. With every single one trying to fight more, be more active, be more professional, be always ready, and I'm all about that, And then that's what I see. I see a war in front of me as a Kamaru, but beating Kamaru, best case scenario for me as soon as I can, I'm gonna put that title in the line again. I'm gonna compete so many times this year, next year, and I cannot wait. To be first Brazilian champion of the welterweight division and putting so much work for that. And time's coming. Sooner than later, two training weeks, 5 weeks, and I'll be there. Fighting for the title, and I cannot wait. I'm very hungry.
And of course, you can't look past Kamaru. He's a very stern test. But who do you think kind of emerges? You mentioned all those names in the division, some potential big fights coming up. Who do you think kind of emerges as the number one contender and is going to be the guy who rises to the top in terms of being your first challenger if you win this title?
I don't know. It's between Hamza Chimaev and Leon Edwards and Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal. I think one of these guys. But a lot of things going on. A lot of things. Times are crazy right now. We cannot predict anything. They might book Jorge Masvidal and Colby. One guy pulled out. When the boy get the fight, he finishes. He's right there. All the opposite too. So I don't know. I think any one of the top five guys, top six, they right there. They just must be ready and hope for the opportunity because with the COVID now, anyone can pull out, anyone can get hurt, and your opportunity is right there. So if I was one of these guys out there between top seven and all the way to number one, I would just be ready, because opportunity might come soon. So I think any one of these guys might be next.
Yeah, very sound advice. So before I get you out of here, you mentioned those two possible fights. I know you do some great breakdown work and analysis and have videos online and stuff. We'll start with Jorge and Colby. If they do fight, who do you think wins that one?
I think Colby wins. I think it's not easy on the beginning because Jorge, when he's trained, when he's well prepared, his hands are very quick. But I think Colby can get a punch, and Colby gonna just work on that crazy pace, take him down multiple times and make him tired. Eventually, he gonna even strike with Masvidal. But I think Colby dominates that one with his wrestling, with his pace, with his cardio.
And then Leon Edwards and Hamza Chimaev, who fight in March, I believe. Is Hamza as good as people are making him out to be? Is Leon maybe going to be a little rusty, coming off almost a 2-year layoff? What happens in that one?
I believe Kamza wins that one. I think Leon Edwards, like you said, the last fight was July 20, 2019. So it's a long break, long time ago, and people forget a little bit. He's very tough, but I think Kamza is a real deal. It's a young Chechenia, those guys from Chechenia, from Dagestan, they different, and I believe he's the real deal. Good wrestling, good grappling, hungry, good hands, and I think he would just take Leon Edwards down and do whatever he wants. I think those are the next line. Comes up or Colby if the fight goes and nothing get canceled, nothing get crazy. I think those guys are the next in the line.
Very interesting. And before I let you go, Gilbert, and I really appreciate the time, what's that moment going to be like on February 13th when you win this fight and get your hand raised and get that belt wrapped around your waist? Do you allow yourself to think too much about that, or do you have to think about all the business that's going to come before that, or do you visualize that moment a lot? And what do you think it's going to feel like if so?
I visualize all the moment, I visualize me getting fight day, making weight, then the next day, the fight night, and then get my hands wrapped, my all my routine, warming up, walking out here, walking out, we fighting. And for sure I visualize myself become a new champion, and it's gonna be very emotional for me, a guy that came from Brazil with a humble, hard, tough beginnings. I got two brothers. My mom, my dad is still in Brazil. The plan was after the Maya fight, bring my parents here, but the consulate was closed. I cannot take those visas from my parents, and then I just gotta keep helping my parents financially, and I think with that title, with everything, I think things gonna come to fruition, and it just be a tough ride, and then I cannot wait. I think that belt is gonna confirm all my work, all the things that I have done, and then I cannot wait. It's gonna be a crazy emotional, and then I cannot wait. I'm working very, very hard, very smart, and I'm in a good place right now. And then I cannot wait to give my 100% delivery. February 13, UFC 258, Burns against Kamaru Usman. To me, it's gonna be a crazy one. I'm all for the victory. All for the victory. Whatever it takes, I'm coming. I'm coming for that. Very hungry and cannot wait.
Awesome, Gilbert. Well, I think we're all very much looking forward to it too. Best of luck with these final weeks here, as you said off the top. Look both ways before you cross the street. Stay away from the back cats and all that stuff, and hopefully we can get into the octagon safe and sound and finally do this thing.
I will, brother. I will take care. Thank you.